Okay, there's a couple things that I feel like I've got to just kind of throw into when I'm talking, um, you know, at this point. Um, because I feel like, there's huge advancements in our medical community, and it's being withheld from us. It's part of the manipulation, destroying us. So, there's a lot of crimes going on with them, and it's all for these people just to get rich and to destroy us while they're doing it. And so, in the medical community, they tried to kill me more than it was 3 times. What was the third one? I just thought of it a little while ago. Just all of a sudden crossed my mind. That's why it's fresh on my mind, because something, and I was like, oh my gosh, people die of that. um I can't remember, but it was been something with the office, I think. I can't remember. I mean, I've had so many weird things, just that they told me I have the antibodies for hep C, so that I had hep C and never knew it. The same thing happened about mono. They told me I had mono and I had never known it. So I get these serious sicknesses and I, don't even notice. But then I have the antibodies. I don't know. All I know is that the stuff they say is just, you can't believe them. You can't believe them about these. You can't believe them about these. You can't believe them about your just general health. And, they gave me a brain injury, but they could have killed me. I came out of it lucky with only a brain injury, and that was in the hospital when they were supposedly saving me. So, and all their medications and stuff nearly killed me. They had me so sick, I couldn't even get up and walk around. I was just sick, with colitis and, no telling what else. And they just, they'll just pass you from doctor to doctor, and each one has to add another pill. It's a system that is going to be obsolete. And if you're involved in it, just start letting it go now. They are not here to save you. So I wanted to, I feel like I need to say that more often, because I feel like that there is a lot of people who do think science and medical is saving them. They don't have to worry about their own health, their own emotional stability, or any of that stuff. All they have to do is just go to the doctor, and the doctor will fix it. And that's not how it works. You've given your power over at that point, and it's been taken advantage of for a long time. Giving your power over has, has come back to bite you in the ass. And so, and one thing, when I was talking about it earlier about, they shut down Alcoholics Anonymous for all that time. Like, it's a long time. And when it just got into my perspective earlier, and I have a lot of thoughts about, alcoholism and drug addiction and stuff. I mean, my dad, I've talked about my dad all the time, and, being born to teenagers, my first thing was an abortion pill that was supposed to take me out, but I'm still here. You can't end it before you're, it's impossible to end things before it's time. I mean, when you are, when you have a purpose or whatever, you'll complete that purpose. You'll die when you've done it. That's when you die. You don't die beforehand. You don't die. I mean, Jesus Christ, there's been a lot of things that have tried to take me out. I'm telling you. you can sit in a, bad time in your life, beg God, please just take me home. I don't want to be here. And I was just like, oh, don't worry. It will get better. We're here for you. Yeah. There's rough times, And, having a teenage mom and a alcoholic pedo dad, and his whole focus was success and making money. He was very successful, but he lost it all too, because of his desires and his perversions, and, because I think his perversions is what continued to perpetuate his drinking and his You know, it's, when you drink like that, you're essentially committing suicide every day on purpose. You're just like trying to help, you know, you're not taking like the big step. Like, I'm just going to do it right here, right now. You're just like, oh, I'm just, you know, I don't care about myself. I don't care about my life. I just want it to end. So whatever, I'll do whatever. Who cares? You know, that's a certain way of thinking. And, you know, I've been around a lot of alcoholics, a lot. And there's a general way that certain ones are, but there are also categories too. Like, you can't just generalize, because you have alcoholics who, you know, did some stupid shit and got their shit together real quick. I'm like, fuck that. You know, you have, it's all different degrees. But once you get to up there in the highest ones, you know, they do shitty things every day, so they have to drink so they don't have to think about the shitty things they just did, but then they do more shitty things. It's like, it's the most weirdest cycle that they get themselves in. And, you know, I understand all this, you know, alcoholism is a disease and stuff like that. Well, I think it's like a disease of the spirit and the mind, because it is, you know, labeling all these people with a disease. Like, get this, the medical community giving you these labels of disease, taking away your empowerment to take control. If you just believe, well, I'm helpless, I'm powerless, there's nothing I can do, I'm an alcoholic, what am I supposed to do? Drink? And so, but when you take control and you're like, I need to find balance in my life, this, you know, drinking is just bringing me down. It's not benefiting my life in any way. I keep doing stupid shit every time I drink. And I hurt people that I love. You know, that then you're taking control of your own actions, you know. You're not just giving up to a label that has, you know, defined you. Instead, you're taking your power. And one thing, you know, having a parent who, my parent, not all of them, they're all different, but my parent, alcoholic parent, he needed constant counseling, constant. And I was the oldest child, so, you know, and I was his favorite. Still is right on the leg of the, it's barking extreme. The kids next door out playing, so Trixie's got her, she's like the most bitchy, so anyways, you know, my dad needed like constant counseling. I would sit for hours and hours and hours talking him off a ledge, you know. And I know there's a lot of other, you know, people who have had to do that for their parents. You know, that you're the one who's helping them. Nobody's helping you. You've got to help them. You're born. That's what I was talking about. You know, I was a trophy child to begin with. Like, oh my God, she came out even after the abortion bill. Like, what are we going to do with her? Put her over there on the shelf. We'll pull her down when we need to show people we're a cute family. Yeah. I don't know. Life is so, it's so weird, you know, because everybody's learning their stuff along the way. You know, we're all, you know, we all are just the pieces that people use to learn their own stuff. So my dad, you know, he needed to have constant, you know, counseling. You can never go to a counselor. Why? I've got a little kid here. She'll fix me. Why would I need a counselor? My mom's going to a psychiatrist. Her psychiatrist tells her, well, I don't think your daughter is bad. I think she's got something going on. You might want to talk to her. No, that's not it. No, we have the devil child. That's what's going on. And then I've got my, Jesus Christ, drama with these dogs. Then I got my father, you know, who is using me as his private counselor. And, but the thing that I realized, the thing I learned from it is you don't change unless you really want to. Like, every day would be like, oh, I'm going to do this to change. I'm going to do this. Oh, you know, I would leave these conversations thinking, oh, I've made a difference. My dad's going to change. I made sense to him. He understands now. He has to do these things to change. Jesus Christ, these dogs. Oh. And the kids go right up to the fence and fuck with them. So, anyways, but people do not change unless they really want to. The whole, glorious thing, is that you can empower yourself to change anything you want to about yourself. Anything. I truly believe it. That is the gift of knowing your consciousness and, having awareness of who and what you are. To have the knowing that you can change whatever. You just don't get stuck on the labels. It is such a surrendering your abilities when you gravitate towards these labels that are self-defeating, that they limit you. You got to empower yourself and go past the labels. Don't associate your being with these things, because it's all there to victimize you, to help you feel like you have no purpose in the world. There's no point of you being here, and that your desires, you need to shut yourself down. You need to become like everyone else. They made the cookie cutter. They keep changing it though, generation to generation. The cookie cutter now is like the super androgynous, confused generation that does not have identity to, or well, right now they're stripping the color out. But the whole purpose of that is to get you to where you you can't identify as anything, or otherwise you're a bad person. So that's what they're doing. They won't be successful, but that's that's what they're doing at this point with the generations. It's sad to watch, and they did it so sneaky, like getting the parents both out of the house working, getting them to where a lot of people having to work 2 jobs, leaving their kids to be raised by the programming and the institutes that they put in place for us. It's so crazy. I was talking to my mom yesterday, and it was like, she was talking about education. She's real caught up in the stuff that's going on and what they're trying to put in, and she's informing me about this stuff all the time. And so we'll talk about school a lot. And and I struggled in school. I was, as far as I'm concerned, I was gifted and underrepresented because I wasn't in the cookie cutter. I would call it a traveler, a wanderer, what did I said it the other day. It was, I don't know why I'm thinking fairy tale. No, somebody who fantasizes, that you are able to transport yourself to other places. And that's something I could have shared, or it was at least something that should have been, this idea of their institutions to educate and to build up communities and stuff, it's just like, whoa. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. But when I was talking to my mom, we were talking about, because she found a box and was full of all these really, really old books. And she's like, that's all we ever really needed was just books. All people need to do is read books. I'm like, yeah, that used to be considered education. If you could read, if you could write, if you could, and the more books you read, the more it transported you to all over the world, and the more you would understand different cultures and different people and stories, and would create, fire up your own imagination and your own creative abilities and stuff, And then when you needed to figure out how to make money, you were, as a child, like I said, I showed that I was interested in making clothes and sewing and creating fashion stuff, like I would have been the perfect one to be like, she's going to go work with the seamstress over here and learn how to do that. And I would be able to take care of myself and my family my whole life. We had practices before to figure stuff out before they came in to save us, and take away people's freedom to institutionalize them, and, putting people on reservations, and imprisoning and enslaving people, you know. It's all been a part of their practice to take us over little by little by little. And excuse me, please. Okay, please don't knock over my thing. It's barely, I don't even have the little table anymore. It's just a stick with a light that holds your phone. Okay, they're so dramatic sometimes. They get themselves so worked up. Okay, anyways, so let me get back to what I was talking about. So, you know, they got it to where they had everybody having to be at work all the time, and then getting the kids to come in, and then, you know, they made it to where each problem or deficit with each generation, they used it, you know, to drive the wedge further and further and further. So more and more control. Like, it is so true. Why they don't want God in anything is because they want to be the God, this overlord, maybe I have a weird way of talking because I've lived in so many different places. I pick up on different ways that different people talk. I don't know. Sometimes I talk weird. But anyways, they, you know, they want to be the overlord. They want the ultimate control over us. And, you know, human beings, a soul in general, wants freedom. Don't want to be confined. Don't want anyone to tell you who you are. I mean, you want to get somebody worked up, tell them who the hell they are. Tell them what, you know. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear what you think they are. You know, but part of the healing is for you to decide who you are, not be what someone else tells you to be. That's not. Oh, God, that dog needs freaking, I'm going to give her some more CBD. She needs it for her anxiety or something. She's so high strung. And I told you, that was like one leap. Boom, across the room, out the door. She's a nut. And then she'll come in all proud, like, oh, she thinks she's so cool. You know, she went out and barked at the fence. She handled it. But anyways, the education system has been ridiculous. The stuff they've wasted time to teach us. When her and I were talking about, you know, being able to know something about what you can eat and stuff, like of natural things. In the different herbs and stuff that are healthy for you. So you can bet your ass, you know, like in the tribes and stuff like that, the elders definitely told the people. And, you know, they don't want us to have that knowledge. They don't want us to know how we can survive without them. Their whole thing is to make us completely rely on them so that they can have the ultimate control. It's very, very creepy energy, you know what I mean? It's very dark, creepy, and, you know, it's energy. If you have any of that, you feel like you need to control others and people need to, you know, comply to your beliefs and make you feel better. That's, you're feeding off of the sicky energy, you know, and there's a lot of it out there. You know, we've been trained to be that way, to think that way. It's part of their programming. It's part of their indoctrination. It's what they do. But you have to get in touch with your own internal spark so that you can understand how to redirect yourself. Because if you connect, then you'll know it's icky. It will tell you inside, that's icky. Yep. Turn away from that. So that's one of the good things about connecting with your inside, your intuition, your gut, your heart, you know, living from your heart instead of living from your mind. Start connecting, going with your instincts, like I talked about before. You know, find that part of your animal being to have your instincts, your gut. And, you know, like, we should be able to know what to go out and eat in nature to survive. I mean, there's stuff out there. So, and yeah, the way they have it now, people go out and die eating something poisonous. You know, we're not educated. We're not educated at all. We need to be educated of how to take care of ourselves and survive on this planet. There never needed to be 8 or 9 hours of school and a play period and a rest period and a study hall and a math, and it was just to start training you from the very beginning that they were in control of you. So anyways, just start thinking things through. Don't get caught up in, the things that you've defined yourself as, because you can break free of any of these things. Nothing can really hold you back. You are the only one holding you back. Your belief in whatever it is. If you believe this, I'm an alcoholic, I have no choice, then you will make that so. If you pull back from that and you can say, like, I'm not going to drink, but you can change the narrative of how you feel about yourself and your relationship with these things. And there probably is some people who probably could go out and have a beer, once a year, and it would have, it's not going to send them over the edge, because that is that thing inside of you that gets triggered. Like, it's some sort of beast. You need to tame that beast, get control of yourself, because you've got all the tools. So it's a choice. Okay, have a great day. I'll talk to you later.